Director Nicholas Roeg brings to life The Witches, based on the book by Roald Dahl. While staying at a hotel in England with his grandmother Helga, young Luke inadvertently spies on a convention of witches. The Grand High Witch, played by Angelica Houston, reveals a plan to turn all children into mice through a magical formula. When they find that Luke is overheard, the witches test the formula on him. Now with the help of Grandma Helga, Luke the Mouse must fight back against these gruesome witches. Have you ever had that movie that you thought you'd seen it before? You swear you'd seen it before. You're like, yeah, I've seen that movie. Of course I've seen it. Have I seen it? For me, that was this movie. But as I watched it, I started to realize maybe I haven't seen this movie. Or maybe I just don't remember it. This movie was insane. The witches that they had in this movie, the puppets in this thing, all done by Jim Henson. They were all fantastic. Just really, really fantastic. But also really gruesome and terrifying. I think for a kid's book, I think this works okay. I don't think it's that scary, but whatever they were on when they made this movie, you guys are like borderline dead alive type puppetry. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just this really grotesque, terrifying, nightmare fuel puppets. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think Jim Henson took some issue with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie because it was too violent. So I'd really like to know how he felt about this movie, because if you were worried about Ninja Turtles being too violent or too much of an issue for kids, what were you thinking about this movie? This movie was really short. It felt like it came and went pretty darn quick, but it had a pretty simple plot. This kid learns about witches from his grandma. They end up going to a hotel, and he stumbles upon like a witch convention at this hotel, and they're all trying to turn kids into mice because they don't like them. They want to get rid of kids. I don't really think they said why, other than witches don't like kids and they smell like dog crap. Yeah, literally, they did everything but say dog crap. They said these kids smelled like dog poo or dog crap or something like that. So the witches come up with a scheme to develop candy stores throughout the city, the town, the world, or something. And in all the candy, they're going to put in this potion that turns all the kids into mice. Luke overhears this plot and then he gets caught. So the witches hunt him down, force feed him this potion, and turn him into a mouse, along with this little fat kid. The two get a hold of Grandma, and then they have to go through another plan to try to get the witches to take the potion to turn them all into rats. That's pretty much the whole story. It's not that complicated, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a children's story. What can you do? Of course, the scenes where all the witches are in there and they start to unzip their skin and they reveal their horrific witch faces and everything like that is just nasty, but it was one of the coolest parts of the whole movie. I also liked how some of the lesser witches weren't fully transformed. And now I don't know if this was a thing of as you get higher into your witchcraft, perhaps you become more ugly, like the head witch. The head witch had just a grotesque chin and nose and was real gangly and everything like that. There was a lot of makeup and prosthetics put into the head witch. And the other witches in the audience seemed to be very irritable in the skin. They were constantly itching and looked like they were breaking out in some areas, and it didn't look like they had fully transformed. So again, I don't know if this was just the thing that the head witch gets to do, or if as time goes on you become more and more grotesque. I really wish they would have elaborated on that a little bit more, but oh well. There were some fun cameos in this movie. For us, as Ghostbuster fans, you got to see some Ghostbuster action figures. One of the biggest ones was at the end of the movie, whenever the kid turns to a mouse, he's got his Legos and his toys all over the house, and he's driving around in his car. And whenever he goes to sleep at night, he's staying in the real Ghostbusters toy firehouse, which was just really, really neat. This movie was a lot of fun. It was a kid's movie. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, there were some things here and there I wish they would have elaborated more on, but who cares? What can you do? The movie was gross. It was fun. The puppets were good. Jim Henson, of course, knocked it out of the park again with that dark crystal, just ugly puppet quality. This movie's on Netflix. Go give it a watch. If you've never seen it before, I think you'll enjoy it. And if you've seen it before, hey, go watch it again. Go give yourself some nostalgia. So if you like this video and you like what we do, be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. We even have a podcast on Spotify, and we're currently on TikTok. I'm the HEADCASE with Station 580, the Caddo County Ghostbusters in Oklahoma, and I hope to see you guys again.